Hey everyone, I'm Jesse from Darkson Reviews, and my cold is almost done kicking my ass. Almost. So this is just my weekly haul, plus I picked up a bunch of dollar books from Comet Comics, where I have not been for a few months now, and also a few dollar books at the comic book shop. But first, I just want to say from last week, Gwenpool issue 2. Gwenpool, this is now my favorite Marvel book that I'm reading right now. I absolutely love it. It's really funny. I love the artwork by, I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, Gurihiru or Gurihiru, whatever, that dude. I think it's awesome. And the last page for the next issue, I guess this will be the cover. I love the My Neighbor Totoro reference there with her and MODOK. Yeah, I highly recommend Gwenpool. Loving it. And so yeah, onto the haul. I picked this up. I didn't even know it was coming out. This is a one-shot Iron Maiden comic. I haven't read it yet. I will probably read it very soon. But the whole band plus Eddie is in it. Artwork looks pretty cool. I have no idea what it's going to actually be about. I'm a big Iron Maiden fan, so I had to pick that up. And and a couple other issues from previous weeks. I decided to pick up Moon Knight issue 1 and 2, and I'm really glad I did. I read both of these just yesterday, and I really like this. It's certainly a little bit different from everything that's out there. The whole, what's real, what's not real, questioning sanity and stuff like that, and the whole Egyptian thing going on. That's pretty cool. So last night I dug this out. I still have not read this yet. I bought this last year because I heard it was really good when people were picking up the issues. Volume 1 Moon Knight from the previous reboot, or whatever it is you want to call it. I don't know. So I will be reading this soon because I really enjoyed issue 1 and 2 of this newest reboot volume, whatever you want to call it. Wish they'd stop doing that, but anyways, on to the new issues. So what do we got here? We got Beauty issue 7. I still have to read 6, and maybe 5 actually. Harley Quinn 28. No variant this time. I don't know if none came out, or the store didn't get any. But yeah. Spider-Woman issue 7. I bought this because this is the action figure variant, which is pretty cool. So it's like a Hulkbuster Spider-Woman version of the Hulkbuster. I bought this because it's part of the whole Spider-Woman crossover thing between Spider-Gwen and Silk. And I already read that, and it was pretty good. Civil War, I got this sketch variant. I read this, and I don't know, it didn't do much for me. I mean, I'll pick up this is issue 0, I guess, right? Yeah. So I'll pick up issue 1 and see how that goes, but 0, I don't know. The artwork's nice, but I don't know, the story didn't do much for me yet. Deadpool, Last Days of Magic, one shot. This is the action figure variant, or I guess, or Robot Chicken variant, or whatever it is you want to call it. That's the cover I got. Pretty cool. Now for the dollar stuff. I got all these for $1 each at Comet Comics. I got a few Boris the Bears. I haven't picked that up for quite a while. I have, I think I just have one from back in the 90s with Saddam Hussein on the cover. So anyways, this is issue 18. 25. They have more of these too, so I may go back later sometime and get some more. 14, 17, and the Daredevil cover 26. Femme Force in the House of Horror #1. I don't really know what this is, but it looked kind of goofy, so I picked it up. Dead World 13. I used to pick this up back in the day. I don't have this issue though, so cool. That's the only one they had too. Metal Bikini issue #1. I picked this up. I used to own this. And this is one of the first few American comics drawn in the manga style. I forget what year this came out. 1990, yeah. So, I don't know, just a bit of nostalgia, you know, pick it up. I don't remember how good it actually was. And I picked up a bunch of older manga stuff that's no longer in print here. Iczer 1. So this is how manga used to come out here translated. It was, they just put them out in regular, you know, Western size comic style, which they don't do anymore, right? They just put them in the proper manga volume graphic novel style, which is, of course, better. That's how they're released. But yeah, so this, I never read Iczer 1, but I did see the anime back in the day, which is also out of print. I don't think it ever made it past VHS. And they had issue 2 as well. And some Cobra, issue 3 and 12. Oh, and this series I never read, but I remember picking it up often in the store and flipping through it. I didn't have, you know, only had so much money when you're like, you know, 14 or whatever. But Zenin or X-Zenin, I never knew how to pronounce that exactly. Which issue is that? 10. 9. 6. 5. You know, when manga finally started coming out over here in volumes like it's supposed to, I was definitely much happier than it coming out in the, you know, the normal Western comic style like that. May the Psychic Girl. I used to pick this up. I only have a few of them. I have issue 1, and I don't remember if I have the end or not. But they have a few more of these there, which I'll probably pick up because I wasn't sure exactly every issue that I had. Some I knew that I had or didn't have, so I just grabbed the ones that I knew I definitely didn't have. And that was issue 25, issue 20. This is a really good series. I liked it a lot. About a girl, obviously a psychic girl, being pursued by, I forget it was the government or some agency. I think it was the government. They kept trying to track her down. 24. You know, to use her powers for whatever they want, you know. Yeah, I remember it being pretty good. And oh, is that it? That was it. That's it. These are dollar books from the comic book shop, and these are also all manga. Outlanders, special number 1. This was one of my favorite mangas from the 90s. I have most of these. I'm just missing a few, including this one. I do not have the special. And I have the first issue and the last issue and most of the middle. I have a list of what I need still. So this is issue 17. And Epilogue. I'm surprised I don't have Epilogue actually, but you know, I don't, or didn't. Iczer 1, issue 4. So I need 3. Riot. This is one that I remember very well because I looked through it all the time. Again, I could only buy so much when I didn't have a job in high school, or at age, whenever this came out. I was probably 14 or 15 when this came out or something. Anyways, I do remember this just from, I would read a little bit of it in the store when it came out, so I don't remember what it was about though. And issue 2, issue 3, 4, 5, 6. Did pretty well with this for, you know, continuity. Act 2. So I guess, I don't know if that comes right after 6 or not. Oh yeah, it is. 7. I didn't even notice the 7 before. There you go. So that's not bad. So that's it, that's all. Please like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't already. I've gotten a few new subscribers over the last week or two, so thanks very much to all of you. Thank you very much for watching as always, and see ya.